Okay, Gary, we've announced the loan signing of Gary Warren from Exeter City. Why have you brought him to the club, and what do you think he's going to contribute?
Experience, he'll be contributing. I think that was very important for us, and it was important for our young centre halves. We've been letting in sort of too many goals really. It was only the last game we had a clean sheet, which was nice, but we need that experience, and again, when you try and look for an experienced player, they're not always available, and we've said that before. They often, if they don't live in the area, they're not going to bring their families down necessarily, kids at school, all that sort of thing, whereas on this occasion we've been lucky that Gary lives in Taunton. He's been playing for Exeter, of course, and Exeter wanted him to play some games, and he was the perfect player and person to bring in to help our young defenders, and so we quickly said yes and managed to get him in. So I'm really, really pleased we've got that experience. Of course, he's played with Robbie Cundy pre-season as far as the reserve team at Exeter is concerned, so they already know each other. So it was it was a good effort to get him in and to bring in the right person at the right time.
Ryan Dixon has joined Truro on loan into the end of the season. Tell us about that, and what chance do we have of incomings and outgoings over the next couple of weeks?
Dicko, we wish him well, of course, but he had a few problems with his injuries. Didn't play too many games. There wouldn't have been a contract at the end of the season, so it was only fair to give him the opportunity to find himself a new club, which he found. Obviously it's quite local to him, and it was somewhere where he wanted to go, so he went with our blessing. He's a very good player for that level, and hopefully it'll help Truro get a promotion.
We've entered the January transfer window for Premier League and the EFL, and it's a time when, especially on social media, rumours can come out of nowhere based on extremely little, if nothing. How do you deal with this period of the season?
I had a chat with Lee last night actually and said, how you feeling, because you can go stir crazy in January. Obviously the higher you go, the higher you are, Lee, in the Championship. There's all sorts happening, and we're the same. But it's got less publicity really, I suppose. But the problem is when it does become speculation, and as a manager, you want to give your supporters the absolute truth. But sometimes, let's say you're in for a player, and somebody says, "Are you in for this player?" It's very difficult to say, "Yes, we are," because that alerts everybody else. And it's always disappointing when something comes out that you didn't really want to come out. Now, in the other direction, in the case of, say, Jamie Reid yesterday, where there was a hoax account or something, but still it was reported by our young gentleman there that I was, what was the word that you used? I was pressured into, forced to deny. Do you know what I mean? So all of a sudden, Dave rings me, and I always try and tell you what I can and get be as honest as I can. But obviously there was nothing in that story, and everybody knew that. But still, I was forced to deny it, which is sometimes a bit disappointing. But because I denied it, because it's true. We haven't had any contact with anybody, and especially as it was a hoax tweet anyway. So lots of things you have to deal with. You understand people have to make stories for newspapers, radio, TV, whatever it is, But that's what January does. It sort of distorts information, it distorts the truth. So it is a difficult time, but I've only had 30 odd of them, so I'm getting a little bit used to it, and trying not to let it get me down. But the good thing is it gives us an opportunity to look at a wider group of players, but that's always not easy when you want a little bit of experience. You need, you can get 18, 19-year-olds all day long from everywhere, but sometimes they're not ready for men's football, if you like, for this level of football. So I'm pleased to say Gary's come in. He's definitely at the other end of the scale as far as age and experience. But I will be bringing in somebody else pretty shortly as well. That don't want to keep it from everyone, but it's not been done yet. So until it's done, I can't announce it.
We've made it through the busy. We've made it through the busy festive period. How welcome is this extra breathing room in terms of preparing the team for matches?
Well, it's been pretty good actually. I mean, it's been difficult getting the training hours on grass because of the weather and the pitches and all that sort of thing. Our training ground's still underwater, so thank God for South Devon College. But today we found a grass pitch that we're going to be training on just outside Paynton, so we're looking forward to that. But it is good that you've got the time between the games to get over your little niggly injuries, because it's absolutely unbelievable now with Seiko Seiko's had to have an operation on his ankle. It was the last minute of the game. It was a little clip on his ankle, and he's out for 9-10 weeks when he was going into a league club. It's just unbelievable the luck of our players that are playing with us at the minute as far as injuries are concerned. It really is. So hopefully we're due a lot of luck at some stage, but hopefully we hope we'll be getting our injuries a little bit closer now to being fit enough for selection.
We're back. We're back into yes. We're back into FA Trophy action on Saturday at Playmore against Halifax. Can you give us your thoughts ahead of that game and back in cup action? Yeah,
well, it's a competition that I think both teams would like to win. Both teams are probably in the top top 10, 12 of the favourites for this cup. It's a good one to get to if you get to the final. So listen, we played Halifax away. We played well that day and won well, but that's over the season's not been a way of saying that you can do exactly the same at home. We've had some good home wins and then lost away, and then some good away wins, Stockport, for example, and then they come here and beat us well. So we mustn't take anything for granted, but I think we're ready. The boys are looking forward to it, and we'd like to go well in this competition.
And hopefully on Saturday a bumper crowd, and hopefully we have an effect on the crowd, they have an effect on us, inject some cup enthusiasm into the game as well. That'd be welcome.
Yeah, well, we're only what is it, if we can get through this round, I think it's only 2 games to Wembley. Is it 3 games to Wembley after this one? So you're pretty close, because obviously once you get to the quarterfinals, semi-finals, then everybody's looking forward to a visit to Wembley. So we'll wait and see. But this is an important competition for all non-league teams, and it's one that we'd like to progress in.
We talked about the FA Trophy before. You were saying it was a good chance to give some of the fringe players a bit of an outing, but with the injuries that you've had, you haven't really got that anymore, have you?
We've been giving our fringe players a bit of an outing. No, they're not fringe players. It's disrespectful. But no, exactly. We haven't been able to do that. It would have been nice to have had a full squad of first team players, which is normally around about 20, 22. But we've had nowhere near that. So the same players are having to play in the league and in this competition. It's not so bad at the moment because you're not losing any games. I.e., the next round you will.
Yeah.
You know, it'll be the Notts County game will be knocked out if we get through. So no, the boys at the moment it's Saturday to Saturday, which has been nice. It's given them all a chance, us a chance to work with them, and them a chance to get any little knocks out of the way. So you know, it's been decent as far as that's concerned. Yeah.
Can we just have a quick run through the injured lads and where they are in their recoveries?
Yeah.
Amani, what's
Armani's imminent, I think. I don't think imminent necessarily for
Playing.
this week. Yeah.
No.
But he's going to be training full time, as in everything we do. I mean, he trained on when was it? On Tuesday, most of the session, and he came through that well. He's reaching his quickest speeds again, which is good, which is always a test for a hamstring. And the physios have given him permission, and I think he's ready to train fully as from today really, but as from Monday properly.
Frankie Vincent, he's obviously had an operation.
No, Frankie's gone back. He's obviously gone back. He had an operation. What we're hoping to do with Frankie is, because his loans run out, is get him back. You know, re-sign him because he's a Premier League club towards the end of January, depending on how close he is to coming back. You know, if there's a chance of him having 10 games with us or something, then we'll do it.
Okay.
So we're just waiting on that one.
Right. Liam, that's a similar. He's obviously.
Yeah, Liam's still long term.
way
I mean,
away,
yeah,
yeah.
Liam's still at least middle to the end of February.
Right.
If anything, if he gets back before then it's a massive bonus.
Matt Buse.
Matt Buse has had an injection into an ankle problem, so he hasn't trained for the last 3 days. But I think he's back in normal training tomorrow, Friday.
Jared obviously didn't play at
No, Jared had his
Dagenham with a concussion protocol.
Yeah, it was protocol, and he was feeling rough for 2 or 3 days, 3 or 4 days actually. So they have to wait till that clears up before they can put him back into training. So we'll have to wait and see. I haven't seen him today or spoke to Kai, but
not for this weekend, but probably.
I shouldn't think it'll be this weekend, but I don't
next
know
week,
yet.
hopefully,
Yeah, but almost certainly next week.
Yeah, and Opie.
No, Opie's struggling.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he had a his injury took a turn for the worse. He was nearly fit as well, training at Bristol, but they feel that he's too fragile at the moment with that injury to be putting him back into training and games. So I think that's Opie's.
Is that a similar one to Frank in terms of his loan running?
Well, Opie's loan doesn't run out till the end of January.
Okay.
So we'll have to wait and see and then make a decision then.
Right. Okay. Yeah. And no more on. You were mentioning. Obviously, you'll know the details of it. It was Robbie and Connor, who were both on loans round about to this time of year. They've still got loans that are in place, so they're okay as well. And we'll just carry that on until Bristol City say they want them back. Fine. And Lloyd, I think, gets this weekend in, and then Lloyd James. I think it's
Lloyd's done. Lloyd's finished on the 8th of January.
Oh, 8th was it?
Yeah.
Right.
So
it was a 28 day. Sorry.
That's right. Yeah, we decided that we didn't need to keep that going because Connor's come back fit, Ace has come back fit.
Right.
Armani's not far away, so it was like a month to see us through till those come back in.
So that's finished.
Yeah. So we wish him well.
Yeah.
Unlucky, he had a couple of good games for us, and we had a couple of wins and a couple of defeats. So, he needs to go somewhere where he's going to play every week.
I mean, gradually. I mean, all of them are for different reasons, but obviously Ryan, Frankie, which is obviously Lloyd. There's room being made.
Well, Seiko.
And Seiko, of course, yes, yeah. And of course the two lads, Romani and Amrit.
Romani, Amrit, yeah.
So the squad has contracted a little bit.
Yeah, well, it had to, but then we had to bring those players in until our full-time, our contract players were fit, and that's what's happening at the moment, and that's why we've been able to, bring in Gary Warren and probably another announcement maybe later on today or tomorrow.
And is Gary available for this weekend?
Yeah.
It's not one of those ones where he's played in the cup or something like that.
No, well, he ain't played in the trophy, that's for sure. No, but and we might have 2 trophy games this month. So it's as I say, it's good for him, good for us. It's getting him a group of games, and he does give you that experience that we were needing.
Yeah, you had to play, well, more or less had to play Jake Andrews at left back, which no doubt you pulled him to one side and said, how do you think about that? How did you think he did? It's quite a big ask for somebody who's never played in a position like that. I thought he grew into it as the game went on.
Listen, Jake's a footballer, so he can play anywhere really, but it's probably not a position he would choose for himself. And unfortunately, we was hoping that he would be able to give us a bit more quality on the day than he did. Not just him. I felt I was really pleased with the clean sheet, but I didn't particularly feel that as a team we did enough and played well. I've been honest with the lads this week and said, look, great to get a clean sheet, but for me, we still haven't found our game that's gone missing. And so I didn't want them to go through this week thinking they've cracked it, because we haven't cracked it. We've got to get that momentum again. We've got to get that team energy, that team. Yeah, it's a team energy.
That's a phrase you often used when it was going really well.
Yeah, exactly. And you know that everyone's on the similar wavelength, and everyone's putting in the same amount of effort to score a goal, and the same effort to not let a goal in. So when young lads get less confident, they do less work, funny enough, because they're frightened to get on the ball, and we need to get that back. Everybody wanted to get on the ball. So Jake done us a favour there, but whether he stays there or not, we'll have to wait and see.